Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a special Valentine's Day edition of the Hey, Are You Still There podcast. This is Mike.
And Beth.
And Beth, can you feel the love in the air?
Oh, I
today?
do. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this podcast is coming out on Valentine's Day. There's not many of our podcasts that actually fall on a holiday when it's released. But there is today. It is happening.
I just have that song in my head, that Can You Feel the Love Tonight, where in The Lion King.
Yeah.
That's what I got in my head, because you can feel the love in the air.
Now, what are your thoughts on Valentine's Day? Because you're saying this, but there's nothing about it that I believe.
With lots of sarcasm, I'm saying
yes.
I think it's a dumb holiday and don't understand why we celebrate it. And I think it just makes young people who aren't in a relationship feel bad that they're not in a relationship. Or I've watched our kids be at the end of a relationship and be like, oh man, do I break up with them before Valentine's Day, or do I have to get them a gift? And then it's like a good way. We said big card, big Hallmark industry, big chocolate, big flower industry. It's a way for them to make a lot of money. No, I mean, for people who love it, that's fine. But even if we were like, oh my gosh, we want to go have a romantic dinner, it's going to be so crowded because everybody else is going to be doing it. It's like, why do you pick this one day to be like, this is dedicated to love? I don't know. I'm just not a big fan.
And we have a friend, Laura, who said that she's already mailed out 12 Valentine's cards.
Yeah, she said she'll have to send one to you from me because you made it clear I probably wouldn't send you one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't. So
have you got me a gift?
I did.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Well, not wrapped, but I have
you a gift too.
Really?
Yeah.
Aww. I wonder, should I tell you, do you want to know what yours is now? On the podcast? Okay, anyway.
I'll find out, I guess.
Later.
We're recording this on the 13th, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Very ominous.
Definitely.
But you're
going to watch some Jason movies later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Friday the 13th. That'd be good. When was the last time you watched a Friday the 13th? Have you ever watched a Friday the 13th?
Yeah, that was what you did when I was a kid at slumber parties, in middle school or something. You'd have a slumber party and you'd watch either Freddy Krueger, Jason, or wasn't there another dude? Is Michael Myers Jason, or is he different? He's different.
Michael is Michael. Jason is Jason. Freddy is Freddy. I mean, it's not the same person in all of them.
You can tell they made a huge impact on me. These
Jason
movies
Voorhees is the hockey mask.
So the original
slasher in the Friday the 13th movies.
The original might have been scary, but then they just got stupid. It's like, how many times can you come back from being dead? Or they just were ridiculous. And what's his reason for wanting to do this? And then there were those movies, Maria, she made us go to the house that time when we went to Wilmington to visit the college. What was that? Scream? No. What is that?
Yeah,
Scream. Yeah.
Yeah, Scream was filmed in Wilmington.
Yeah. So anyway, but I'm just I do not like horror movies. First of all, because I'm not thrilled about being scared. Second of all, most of them are utterly ridiculous. Third of all, even the special effects just look dumb most of the time when they try to do them. Fourth of all, what's so exciting about just seeing gore? We were just watching a show the other night, and it wasn't even meant to be like that, and I had to close my eyes. I was like, I don't want to see that. Y'all had to tell me when it's over.
Well, it sounds to me like your preferred combination is a Valentine's Day movie that's a horror movie. So maybe on Valentine's.
That's Hallmark.
That night,
should we write to them?
There's one called My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, gosh.
And maybe we'll watch that. I don't even know what it's about, but I know that's a title of a movie, My Bloody Valentine.
You want me to hate Valentine's even more?
Well, you hate horror movies, obviously, and you hate Valentine's Day, so why not just put them together?
Okay, maybe.
That'd make your life miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent to Valentine's Day. I mean, if you were more romantic, I would be romantic. But you've kind of zapped the joy of it out.
Thanks. You zapped the joy out of Christmas cards.
Maybe.
Yes.
I did. I admit that.
Yes.
I'm not angry about it.
I don't intentionally zap the joy out of it.
I like getting you things. Gift giving is one of the things I love doing for you.
I mean, I like getting gifts, but my thing is I don't think you have to have Valentine's Day to get it. and then there's those candy hearts that taste disgusting. They made a whole industry on just getting people to buy those boxes of those chalky tasting candy hearts just because it has words on it.
You have brought up so much stuff that I'm going to share today. This is amazing.
Really?
I've done some Valentine's research.
Oh, okay. Well, so if you've got the history of how those made it, I don't know, because that's the one, no other way. If you brought out that candy and you were like, hey, people, eat this randomly and see if you continue to buy it, people would like gag and be like, I'm not going to eat this crap, but then because it's got little words on it and they're cute candy hearts, everybody buys them. Oh my gosh. And don't even get me started when the kids were young and, so when I was still in school, young days, you did Valentine's cards, I think, for the people you wanted to, which then, I don't like anybody's feelings to be hurt, but, then you'd have one person who's really popular that would get like 20 Valentines.
Like you. I bet you got 20 Valentines.
And then you would have somebody who might not get many.
Like me.
So then you have the teachers who are like, you have to do a Valentine's card for everybody, which is fine. But then when my kids were young, that meant that I was doing the Valentine's cards for everybody because we'd have to go pick out the Valentine's cards that fit their personality. And then if they couldn't write clearly, or even if they signed their name, I might have to write the name on the outside of it. But then the teachers just got to the point like, well, you're not even writing the name on the outside of it necessarily because everybody's just getting one. So just bring in 15. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, that is not, there's nothing personal about that. And then the kids are like, I want the special ones that have stickers or suckers. Remember how you'd stick the little sucker in every one of them? And then, because, that's not enough pressure on somebody who has no craft ability, no, skills in this kind of stuff. Then you got the parents who are, hand making, felt hearts sewed onto small pillows or something and giving that to other kids. And so here I am we went to Target and got our cards and you're lucky you got that versus, people who are making these elaborate, super cute Valentine's Day cards. So anyway, it's a whole thing. So it's not just about the romance. It's the whole concept of all of it just stresses me out.
Who knew? I do remember the Valentine's Day kid stuff was so stupid.
Yeah.
And every year the cards had to get more elaborate. Because that's all I remember is it wasn't just a card.
No.
It was crap.
No, when we were in
and
school,
stuff.
I feel like it was just a card and maybe a sucker or a little piece of candy.
And you just threw them away. You got them.
And I guess when we were younger, it might have been like, oh, did somebody special write something to me or something? But it never, once you got to this thing bring in 20 cards, every one of them's exactly the same. It's not like you're thinking and you're like, oh, wow, I know that out of the Ninja Turtles, this person wants this Ninja Turtle or whatever, and you're being thoughtful about it. So, and then, like I said, that responsibility of doing all that extra stuff.
It's hard having kids.
It is. No one knows. And also, we should just be loving people all the time. Why do we need one day just to love people?
I'm glad you asked. Let's see here.
Yes, okay.
So, I'm just going to throw out some facts that I was able to find about Valentine's Day. Some of these are just interesting facts.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are historical.
Yeah.
Did you know there's actually 4 states that have a town named Valentine?
Mm-mm.
How about that?
But do you think it's after this Valentine or just somebody's last name was Valentine or whatever? Because I went to college with somebody whose last name was
Well, there is a
Valentine.
Virginia Valentine's. Valentine's, it's the only one that's plural, Virginia.
Yeah.
I assume it's the earliest.
Yeah.
Because the other ones are Nebraska, Texas, and Arizona.
Yeah.
So moving west, they would have been developed later in life.
Right.
So at some point, Valentine's, Virginia was probably the first town in the U.S. named Valentine's, if I, whatever. Did you know that in 2003, they developed a singles-friendly alternative to Valentine's Day, and it's on the same day?
Galentine's?
No. Galentine's comes much, much later.
Okay.
It is called the International Quirky Alone Day.
That one never took off. IQAD. ICAT.
Yeah. International Quirky Alone Day is
yeah.
also observed on February 14th.
I definitely cannot comprehend how that wasn't more like
it says it's
taking us
not
by storm.
an anti-Valentine Day event, but a chance to embrace individuality and self-love.
And just celebrate quirkiness.
It's been recognized worldwide since 2003.
Well, there you go.
22 years old. 23.
And I've never heard of it, so that tells you how much it really made an impact.
What profession do you think gets the most Valentine's Day cards?
Oh, like teachers.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Teachers receive the most, because you got 30 kids in your class, and they're all going to
You want to know who gets the least? Lawyers. Nobody's giving us a Valentine's Day card.
I would say husbands.
Oh, gosh, here we go. You're so pitiful. Anyway.
Yeah. Let's see here. Scrolling through some of these. What is the average that someone pays for their significant other, their partner? How much money do you think
for the gift
average,
or spending on the whole day?
It just says the average consumers plan to spend upwards of X amount of dollars on their partners and loved ones.
$50
times 3.
What?
$150 is the average.
Oh my gosh.
That people spend. That's from the National Retail Federation.
All right.
Let's figure that up.
See, that's why they're loving this holiday.
The average is actually $188.
That's why they're loving it. Yep.
You mentioned Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. That was created. It was made up the first time ever mentioned in 2010 on Parks and Rec. And so Valentine's Day has now taken off. And the National Retail Federation states that since 2015, they credit Valentine's Day for friendly gift expenses that have now exceed $2.1 billion.
I'm telling you, it's all a racket. It's a conspiracy.
They want you to give this stuff to everybody.
They do. But I do feel like that was a thing, like you would see a ton of women doing that. Like, let's do Galentine's. I mean, I think it's a lot bigger than International Quirky and Alone Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know Valentine's Day is the number one day for people getting engaged?
Oh, I'm sure.
To me, that seems kind of cliche.
I know. That's why I'm rolling my eyes. Sorry if any of our listeners are getting engaged on that day. But, I mean, you're already expecting romance and stuff. So, yeah, it just feels kind of...
Yeah, but it's the number one day in the U.S. for people to get engaged.
Yeah.
And maybe worldwide.
I'm not surprised.
Do you know how long Valentine's Day has been around?
No, there was a saint, though. That's what it came from, right?
I'll get to that in a second.
Okay, sorry. I have no idea. But if it came from a saint, it feels like it's been around a long time. But then I don't know. Wait a minute. Is this related to Hallmark cards? Is that how they got their start? Was Valentine's Day? Oh, okay. You're shaking your head. No, people. Okay. Anyway, I got no idea.
Near the end of the 5th century, or around 500 A.D., a pope declared February 14th as Saint Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And that's where the origin gets a little murky.
Kind of like St. Nicholas and Christmas and all that gets, the origin story doesn't relate to the end result. That's what happened with St. Valentine.
Right. And so there's two different saints. Mm-hmm. They're both two different St. Valentines.
Oh.
And so
nobody
knows which one it was.
What did they both do? They had to both love people, right?
I guess. I don't know. They got into the sainthood.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what they did later. Okay.
But that's why it's kind of which one. And I guess they were around the same time. Mm-hmm. So there's some
Must have been a common name back then, Valentine.
You were asking about those amazing candy hearts that have the little sayings on them.
Yes.
Do you know that it was actually what happened was there was a pharmacist named Oliver Chase. Uh-huh. And what he would do was he would initially cut medicinal lodges, like fruit lozenges, right? He would make those and he would mark them somehow. And that's how he would get them out. So he actually had this like imprinting machine that he would imprint all his lozenges. Mm-hmm. Well, his brother saw this. And at this point, there was this is like mid 1800s. Mm-hmm. There a candy boom hit.
Yeah.
And his brother saw this as a way to make a buck.
Yeah.
So he had his pharmacist's brother make the lozenges without without
with that
medicine.
So it's just
And then his brother went and started printing them with stuff and started selling them as candy.
Which makes more sense for why they taste that way. Because that would be the equivalent, when they would give you liquid penicillin or liquid whatever at the pharmacy that's supposed to taste like, quote, bubble gum, but it's kind of disgusting as it goes down. That makes sense as to why these candy taste like it does. Because it was originally for medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have thought they'd have tweaked the recipe a little bit, wouldn't you, if you're not having to do it for medicine delivery there?
I don't know, but that's how it started. It was just, you had a pharmacist that was doing it for medicine, and his brilliant capitalist brother said,
like, I can make some money off that. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you know what I do like, though? Oh, we should have talked about this. Red Hots. They're kind of Valentine-ish, but like...
Well, I remember they used to have those like red hot
hearts. They would do the heart-shaped ones at Valentine's.
Yes.
I love Red Hot, just like I love a good fireball.
I can't. It burns my mouth.
Oh my gosh. You know that one time when we did a youth trip, I don't know if we were going to Kentucky or West Virginia or where. This is years ago before I had kids. But as a snack, I stopped and bought like a whole bag full of the Red Hots. And then I would suck all the hot off, and then I would spit it out and throw away once it just got to the sweet. And my mouth broke out inside because like I had so much of it. I know, but and Big Red.
I don't mind spicy food that comes from natural spices.
But
I can't
cinnamon.
stand it. No,
that's a cinnamon
it's all
sweet.
artificially made.
No,
I can't stand that Fireball. Even what is it? What is it? Big Red gum.
Big Red is delicious.
Like, that
I
stuff
used to
that
be
has
addicted.
that just fake.
Oh, I love it. I could, if I buy
Spice.
so I can't, even to this day, I can't buy Big Red because if I do, I will chew it as soon as it loses flavor. I take it out. I put a new piece in. If you remember how you used to be able, when you were a kid, they would have like the 10 packs or whatever with the 5 pieces of gum in each thing. I could probably do a whole 10 pack in a day or something.
You're like a chain smoker.
I am, but a chain chewing gummer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it is like there's something about that cinnamony sweet. And then the other thing that I tell you that they could do, the candy industry should talk to me. You know how they do those heart-shaped boxes with the chocolates?
Mm-hmm.
Even though they put, like, the names and stuff on the top, sometimes, like, you'll shake the box a little bit or something will happen and then things get mixed up or they move around so you can't tell what it is. It is the most amazing thing ever when you bite into it. Like, I love, like, the orange kind of creamy texture feel inside of it or the lemon. But when you bite in and it's coconut... and you're just like, scrape my tongue. This is disgusting. So, like, if we could just buy boxes that had just the flavors we wanted, that would be nice.
See, I like getting those boxes and changing the names intentionally. So then you do.
So then I do go and I'm like, ugh, what is this? When I get some of them and they're
then
disgusting.
You're just like, just take this box away. I don't even want
Yes, because I'm like, I don't even want it. Yeah.
Because I'm not picky like you are.
It's not that I'm picky. It's just some of it's gross.
Well,
anyway.
What famous invention was patented on February 14th, 1876?
But does it have to do with Valentine's?
I mean, I wouldn't say it has to do with Valentine's, but it's contributed to a lot of relationships.
Oh, dear. This is...
It is one of the most famous inventions in history was patented February 14th, 1876.
I don't know. Now I'm going to be really bad with dates. I'm not good. When was the phone? Was that then?
That's it.
Is it?
Alexander Graham Bell
Oh my gosh, I feel so smart.
applied for the patent on February 14th, 1876.
Because when you said it had like contributed, I was like, oh, well, what would help people? And I'm like, well, being able to call each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Aw, that's awesome.
those are just some of the cool facts that I ran across I thought were kind of neat.
Yeah.
As I was digging through the Valentines.
But now that big Hallmark's taken over, look what Valentine's has become.
Oh, and you mentioned I read this somewhere as I was going through the research. You mentioned the box of chocolate hearts.
Yeah.
That was originally created by Cadbury.
Oh, and I love me a Cadbury egg.
The son of the founder of Cadbury Chocolates. They'd have these chocolates left over from Christmas. And he was like, let's just put them in a box and shape them like a heart. Maybe people will buy them.
Because it's just the box that's shaped like a heart.
And so that's what they started. It was a way to unload chocolate that was left over from the holidays.
Yeah.
They just packaged it in a heart, and then people started buying it.
See, but this is telling me that I'm not the only one. Valentine seems to be this afterthought holiday. You know, like Christmas is like a tier 1 holiday. Valentine's is like this holiday that's not good enough to like let you get off work and get a vacation day. It's not.
I'd say it's tier 3.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah. But it's like, so it's
1 to 3.
It's lower.
I mean, 2 to 3.
No, definitely not
I'd say
1.
2 economically.
Yeah, but 3 as far as like social value and stuff that we put on it. Because look at all these examples even you're giving. Why do we have the candy hearts? Well, just some guy was making medicine out of them. Or why do we have, the heart-shaped box?
The answer to every question is money.
Yes.
Why do we have candy hearts? Money.
Yeah.
Why do we have the chocolate heart boxes? Money.
Which seems to be the reason Valentine's exist.
Yeah.
Either that and the jewelry industry. I bet there's a ton of jewelry given away too. I'm sure. Yeah.
I did read that too. The number 1 jewel given away is diamond. Diamonds ain't cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the number 1 jewel given away on Valentine's Day.
Now you can get fake diamonds, I guess, and that would be cheaper, maybe, but I don't know. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that jumped out at me about Valentine's. That's probably about it.
Yeah, I think it's like tier 3 too. It's like no one's there like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait till Valentine's is here.
What state do you think produces the most chocolate in the U.S.?
Pennsylvania because of Hershey?
Nailed it. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I feel smart today.
For somebody who hates
chocolate.
Valentine's Day, know all about the
know my phones and chocolate and Valentine's trivia.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'm like, I could take home the gold. Like if I were in the trivia Olympics of Valentine's facts.
Now, do you know trivia about your husband, though?
No, and okay. Mike had me take a test, everybody, before we started. He said we were going to do trivia. And I said, great. So this is going to be something that'll make me feel even worse about myself. So you can shame me because I'm going to do terrible at this.
So let's bring our listeners up to speed.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, there is a local church that is having a...
We will call it.
There's a local church that's having a Valentine's banquet.
Yeah.
And they have invited Beth and I to come do a, hey, are you still there? Trivia game night with the couples who are there.
They probably heard about my lack of romance, so they knew we couldn't lead some romantic interlude or something.
We're not invited to partake.
Yeah.
We're just come and just do some games.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So what we have set up, there's going to be 3 different types of games. One is going to be battle of the sexes, men versus women. So
girl power.
However many couples there are, we'll just divide them, and men on one side, women on the other. The men are going to be asked questions that traditionally females might be able to answer, and the females are going to be asked questions that traditionally you may think that a guy will be able to answer. So we'll do a couple rounds of that. We're then going to take the couples and put them into groups, maybe groups of 4, something like that, like 2 couples, 4 people in a team. And we have about 30 trivia questions that are all about something about love. Valentine's related to romantic movies, romantic songs, all this kind of stuff. And we'll give out prizes for the teams that get the most right. But then the third part.
I can only think of Bryan Adams as singing romantic songs.
He's not even on there.
Okay, sorry. Anyway.
There's not one single Bryan Adams song on this.
Why. That's what came to my mind. Anyway.
You're going to be just as surprised as the people taking the thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But the third thing that we're going to do with this group is Newlywed Game type questions. Everybody knows the Newlywed Game. You had a couples, married couple, and the guy would ask the wife some questions and she would answer them, and then they'd bring the husband in and he would give his answers, and
he would hold it up on a written, wasn't that the one
there's
where
a
they
card.
had it, you wrote it down, you write down your answer.
Yeah. So I always thought that game was funny, even as a young kid. I mean, that's when it was on. We were children.
Yeah.
But it was humorous then. It'd probably be funnier now, even with, as we're married and adults. So anyway, I thought it would be neat. We're going to do that with the couples tomorrow. So I have 10 questions. And so somehow we'll arrange it tomorrow to where we'll do this. But I thought it'd be fun if Beth and I went over these 10 questions today. So Beth did not know the questions until
Otherwise, I probably would have done better on this test.
a few minutes before we recorded.
And I'm glad I got to show how smart I was early in the podcast before I bombed this.
Well, and that's kind of sad because this you're supposed to know about me.
But this is hard, and I'll explain why.
We have been together. This July will be 30 years. This April will be married 28 of those 30 years. You should get 100.
Okay, well, people change. People evolve. People evolve.
Who do you think is going to get the most right? Me or
You.
You think?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
How many, out of 10, how many do you think you got right?
3.
3 out of 10.
I don't know.
Okay.
I will say.
That's fine. All right, the first question. Here we go. Newlywed Game.
Oh.
And we'll just alternate who goes first. I'll let you go first this
Yeah.
time. What is your partner's go-to comfort food?
Okay, here's why this is hard. Because I know you love, like, the coconut pie or something like that because it's all yours. But then I think about ice cream seems to be something.
Oh, huh? Yeah. I guess we can do. Oh, that's right. I forgot. We needed to write down what our real answers are.
Well, I can just tell you what my answers are.
No. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Pause this.
This is crazy. We're gonna pause this
Okay.
podcast. We're gonna pop back, and then we're gonna do it. All right, we are back. Crisis averted.
Yeah.
I almost left out half the thing.
I know, 'cause
we could have worked it, but this is better.
Yeah, we had to
This is
write
better.
down our actual real answers.
So here we go. Number 1. What is your partner's go-to comfort food? For me, Beth, what did you write down?
Well, I'd started with the coconut pie, but then I'm like, you don't have that often. So then I said ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
I wrote donut.
But we haven't had donut. This is why this is unfair. People change. We haven't had donuts, and I don't know how
We
long.
haven't had ice cream in I don't know how long.
Okay. Well, anyway. Well, what did you say
I
for
can
me?
kill some Krispy Kreme donuts.
Well, what did you say for me?
Wine.
I said chicken and dumplings that you make in the crock pot.
No, your comfort food is wine. Whenever you're in a bad mood, bring me a glass of wine. You're not like, get in there and whip me up some chicken and dumplings.
The perfect combo would be chicken and dumplings with wine.
I'll remember that.
And probably white wine. You know, that pairs best with chicken and dumplings.
All right, so we're 0-2 on those.
Okay.
All right. Second one. What is your partner's most annoying habit?
Do you want me to tell you what I said yours was, and then you tell me if you got it?
You want me to go first this time?
Well, yeah, you go first. Yeah.
I said swishing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that is what I write down. Yes, swishing.
You hate it when I swish water in my
and
mouth.
you just did it last night or yesterday. You did it, and I turned around and I was like, "Do you really have to do that?" Yes.
And I do it now a lot just to get on your nerves.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why it's so bad. It doesn't make like a crazy sound.
It just drives me insane. It is so gross. I think it's because, so I grew up in the country and we didn't have fluoride in water.
You didn't have water?
So we had water, but we didn't have fluoride in it. We had well water. So anyway, they used to make us swish like once a week or something. And they'd bring around, somebody would get to walk around with the pump. And then they'd have these little cups and they'd do a squirt of pump of swish. We called it swish. It was like it's fluoride. And then you had to sit and swish it in your mouth and everybody spit it back into the cup. I mean, I feel like I'm going to dry heave right now thinking about it. So you took all this swishy swish that everybody had been swishing in their mouth, spit it back in the cup and throw it away. It is disgusting. So this whole swish thing has like, I think it just like gives me flashbacks to sitting in elementary school, everybody swishing, all the nastiness of the swish. Like right now it is.
Swishing and spitting.
It's making me
That's
nauseous.
all that happened
anyway.
at the Danbury. Swishing and spitting.
Yeah.
And what do you think I said?
Interrupting.
Okay, I almost put that.
Yeah.
I put not listening.
Well, that's very similar.
It is. And then I thought they kind of go together.
Yeah.
Because which comes first, chicken or the egg?
Yeah, did I interrupt and that's why I wasn't listening, or was I not listening and then I interrupt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's-
it was I was
You
tracking.
should definitely get partial credit for that.
Yeah, I was tracking there. Number 3, what is your partner's dream vacation destination? So
Am I telling you my answer or what I wrote
you're
down
telling
for
me what
you?
you wrote for me.
I put a tropical island, but that's where I said I didn't know how specific I was supposed to be.
And survey says tropical.
Really?
It says something tropical.
Yes.
Give me a beach.
Yes.
Give me a beach I can sit on.
Uh-huh.
Gosh, that's just something. And
Yeah.
I just want to go to a all-inclusive resort. Just let me walk out on the beach. People bring me food and drinks. I never have to move. Like, I don't want to put any effort in going to the beach. Like, I just want to walk out.
I can only do
sit.
that a little bit because then I'm going to get bored. And that's when I have to be like, now I'm going to go paddleboard. Now I'm going to go snorkel. Now I have to do all that. Anyway, what do you think for me?
I said Australia.
I put Australia/New Zealand because I consider them a package deal.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
I almost put New Zealand. I'm like, well, Australia is a little bit. People think about.
Exactly. Yep, that's it. Oh, we're so good.
Yes. Let's see here. Biggest fear. What is your partner's biggest fear?
Are you going to tell me what you think mine is?
I thought yours was spiders.
And you are correct.
All righty.
Yes.
And what is my biggest fear?
Heights.
That's exactly what I said.
Yes. Because just for the listeners, Mike one time made his mom get on a ladder and put her Christmas lights on the second floor of our house. He doesn't like. And then there's a great.
I figured she was old enough if she fell and died. I have more life to live than she did.
And sometimes we'll have to tell a great story about jumping off a cliff, each of us into this. So we'll have to do that sometime about heights. But anyway, okay.
All right.
This next one's hard.
Yeah, so we started off on a rocky start, 0-2, but we've got the last 6.
Yeah, we've been great.
All right, so this next one. Who is your partner's childhood celebrity crush?
I just was paralyzed. And then I wrote the Golden Girls. I was like, that's not
What?
And I marked it out.
As a child?
I was like, that's not a childhood crush. And then I wrote that lady, I put Ahsoka, but that's Maria's thing. But that wrestler that you always said you would leave me for if she came to ask you to.
That's my adult celebrity crush.
Okay, sorry. But yeah. Oscar, yeah. But that would be right for your crush.
I love some Oscar.
Yeah, okay. So, well, I guess then if it's childhood, then I don't know. Because I don't remember, like, what shows you love.
I mean,
that
is
would
it
have
Blanche? Is it Dorothy? I mean, obviously you think it's one of the Golden Girls.
No. And then all I could think about was like Daisy from the Dukes of Hazzard. I just blanked on
So
women.
what did you literally write?
That wrestler, but like that was an adult. That's what I said, but at least I got it right for the adult.
I wrote Daisy Duke.
Oh.
You would have had it. Because I think that's
So I was
kid.
right. Okay,
It's
so
not right because you didn't write it on
No,
the
but I had
paper.
written Daisy and marked it out because I was like, I don't even remember how much he watched Dukes of
I
Hazzard.
watch Dukes of Hazzard every Friday night.
So then I should get partial credit for that because then I thought about the wrestler.
Yourself.
I know, and that's what I did. I used to do that on standardized tests all the time. I would second guess and talk myself out of the right answer.
I don't know a boy alive
that
grew up in the Dukes of Hazzard era that did not love him some Daisy Duke.
Well, I'm glad I knew, but that was all I could think of. But anyway.
So when you think of childhood crushes, I also thought of Three's Company. You know, what's the blonde hair? Suzanne Summers, Chrissy.
Did you think what's his name would have been my crush from Three's Company?
Yeah, John Ritter. Yeah. Come and knock on our door.
Anyway.
All right.
This
childhood crush for you. What did you write down?
I couldn't think. I put Val Kilmer, but I was like, but that was more like late teenager.
College.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't go far enough back to young.
I said Donnie Wahlberg.
Oh, yes.
See,
I don't know
love
why.
some Donnie Wahlberg.
I did love Donnie Wahlberg. He was my favorite New Kid on the Block because when I saw him, I was like, he is like this bad boy and very handsome. And yeah, you're right. You're right. That should be. Yeah. Thank you.
You know me better than I know myself.
You do. Yes. This next one I totally got wrong too. But anyway.
What is your partner's favorite movie? For you, I wrote Lord of the Rings.
Okay, good. Because I wrote Tombstone or Lord of the Rings. I couldn't, because Val Kilmer made me think of Tombstone, but Lord of the Rings is my like enduring favorite. Yeah. So that's
like Lord of the Rings is a movie I could see you wanting to watch. Like we haven't watched Tombstone in 20 years.
But Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings would be something. If it was on, you'd be like, oh, I'm watching.
We both took a day off work and they had a thing at the movie theater when the third movie came out. And we had to show up at like 10 in the morning. We bought tickets.
Yeah.
And they showed all 3 movies. And they brought in food and stuff at the movie theater. So we went and watched the first movie. Then they brought in like Subway or something. Then we watched the second movie, and I don't remember what they brought in. And then the third movie went until midnight.
No, the third movie
started at
Started
midnight.
at midnight.
Yeah,
And
that's
these were the extended cuts
yeah.
before
So
that.
so we were there for like
A long time.
hours upon hours. But I love Lord of the Rings and love the books.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Well,
for you, I didn't know. I said Shawshank.
Shawshank's top 10.
Yeah, but I didn't know the number one.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I don't know that I would have known that, but yeah, I mean, I
love
would have
Pulp
known.
Fiction.
I would have known Pulp Fiction's in your top 10, but I don't think I would have known that that would be number one.
Yeah, that's probably. I don't know I think if you go and look at movies I've watched the most in my life, I think Pulp Fiction is going to be number one or two.
Yeah,
I've
interesting.
seen it so many times. All right. What is the one thing your spouse always loses?
This one was hard for me. I don't know. Did you say like
What did you say?
my
for me?
purse or my keys? Oh, for me.
Yeah,
for
you're
me.
saying it for me now. What
Oh,
did
for you, your wallet.
I did not say wallet.
What did you say?
I said keys.
Yeah, but it's your wallet more because how many times, like, what did you just lose the other day? You came out to the car. Is my wallet in there? And you're like, I always
stuck in
throw
your
it
head
here.
because that was the most new.
Yeah,
But
but
I feel like I'm looking for my keys more than anything.
I don't know. I feel like you just put your wallet wherever too, though. I think it could be a tie between those.
I think the thing that gets me with the key is our Subaru is push start.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I don't,
You
in the
can
old
just
days,
leave it
you just
in.
take it out of the ignition.
Yeah.
In that one, I just chunk it.
And there have been a lot of times when you put it in that little middle compartment
Yeah.
and I'm halfway to work and then I'm like, oh crap, Mike's keys are in here. So
Yeah.
I'm driving with my keys and your keys. Yeah.
All right, what did you say is the thing you lose the most?
I didn't know if it was my purse or keys, but I feel like I lose both of those.
I don't think it's purse. I feel like your purse is always easily findable. I said phone. I feel like you have to ping your phone daily.
I do. Yeah. I didn't count it as lost though, because I easily find it, even with my watch.
Only because you ping it. That if you didn't have Find My iPhone, you'd go through 80 phones a year.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if I didn't have Find My iPhone, I'd be in trouble. You're right. Yeah.
So we've locked those out there. Number 8. What is your partner's best feature?
Ugh, gosh, I didn't know.
What is your partner's best feature? I said for you, your best feature is your butt.
Okay, we were not on the same. I thought you were going to say my fun-loving sense of humor. And no, I'm sorry. I said your fun-loving sense of humor was yours, and I thought you were going to say my enthusiasm. So obviously,
Your enthusiasm for your butt.
No, I thought. Okay, no.
I was thinking of features like physical.
Well,
features.
you got to clarify. I mean, you did not say that. I thought, again, I was thinking about, what attributes of me? I didn't think it was my butt. That would have been like, what attributes were like really good characteristics that carry throughout the years.
We're going to take this podcast PG-13.
Oh, gosh.
So if you're listening right now and you got kids around, just turn the dial. Like, tell them to plug their ears, do something.
Okay, this is making me uncomfortable.
No,
I don't
this is
even
one
know
of
what
the
you're going to
most
say.
famous scenes of the old Newlywed show. Probably the most famous clip out of the entire 20-year run.
Uh-huh.
I forgot the host name, whatever.
I don't remember
He
either.
asked this woman, where's the strangest place you've ever had sex?
Uh-huh.
Or they said whoopee.
Yeah,
Where's the strangest place you ever had made whoopee? She wrote down in the butt.
Oh!
And he meant like in a car, in the kitchen.
Oh, gosh.
It was on TV. I mean, it's like primetime television. I mean, this is like.
And that would have been scandalous back then.
It was scandalous back then.
Yeah, so
it just shows.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay, so you can turn your radio back up.
All right, radio back up.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, so we obviously got it wrong.
Yes,
So
uh-huh.
I said my best feature was my shoulders.
Mike, this is your shoulders.
My fun-loving shoulders.
Yes, your super fun-loving sense of humor shoulders. Yes.
See, I got broad shoulders, so people always look at me and assume that like I'm more athletic or muscular
You're
than I
being
am,
buff.
and
yeah.
I'm not.
Uh-huh. So,
Like I've never lifted. I don't work out.
so you're like these broad shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, you're like,
uh-huh.
yeah, you're a big dude. I'm like, no, I'm really not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fat and I got big shoulders. So it hides it well. I think if you got little shoulders and you're fat, then you're looking like a pear. But this just allows my waist to catch up with my shoulders. I look more like a box.
What's your waist jacket?
She looks like a box.
So you instead of like an inverted, like, or instead of like a V, you're okay. I got you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like if you have a little shoulders and you're big at the bottom, you look like.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm just a box now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What dream job would your partner have if money didn't matter?
Okay, so this one was hard because I think truly you'd be a recluse. You would just go to some place by yourself.
Beach.
Yeah, but
if
then,
money didn't matter, I would just live on.
But since you said a job, and that's not a job, I said stand-up comedian. Since you're like going for those aspirations of comedy,
I don't know if my skin is thick enough to be a stand-up comedian.
that part. Well, but if you try to do, maybe you could do it for children. Well, no, children are vicious. I was going to say, maybe if you did it for a different type of audience.
I'm hoping to hone my skills so I can do it for like the church crowd.
Yeah.
I think church people laugh at anything.
Yeah.
And so I think I can get up there and do
the bar
church
is
comedy.
set so low by
is.
so many people in the church that you're just going to wow them. So what was your real answer then?
Baseball usher.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have. But
How many times have I said that?
I know.
If I lived in a town with a major league
because
baseball
you even
team,
just said about it the other day. We were talking about Atlanta or something, and you're like, "Oh, well, I guess I'd go and get a job as a baseball usher." You literally said that.
Yeah, we're like, what if we lived in Atlanta? You know, what would you do if you ever lived in cities?
Yeah.
Atlanta came up, and I'm like, well, if I was in Atlanta, I would just
because I was like,
be an usher at the Braves
Would
Stadium.
you go to one of those massive bougie churches and get a job? And you're like, I'd go to work at the Braves. So I was like, okay, as an usher, not as a baseball player, as an usher.
You get paid. You get to see the ball team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they win the World Series, you get a ring.
I did not know that.
Some teams do that for their ushers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And they get a little bonus. But it'd be fun just to be there.
But I feel like I should get points for knowing you'd be a recluse, too. I did write that down.
I didn't write recluse down.
I know, but I'm just saying.
And what job would you have?
I said some type of nature or travel photographer because that would put me outside. That would put me outside and I could travel around and see different stuff. What'd you say?
I said a professor.
Okay. That is not even unrealistic. I mean, I could go back and love doing that now, but do you know what I would want to do? That's where I wish I was talking to Jacob. I think I should have done like the biology route because then I could be out in the field, like doing research, and then I could come inside some of the time.
But like
I
nowadays,
could
when you're complaining about your job one day, I'll be like, just go teach. And you're like, I can't make enough money doing that, you know?
Well, I can't get a job being a professor is what I'm saying. Like being a professor, depending on what you're trying to do as a professor, is very like hard to get into because you got to think about it. There's only so many of those jobs, and like you have to, and like it's such an industry now. Like if people go read about it, the thing that's crazy is like I think the parts I would like about being a professor are not exactly what would be rewarded in the real. So that would be the other hard part. That's why maybe money shouldn't matter because I would enjoy the actual. I like the teaching and interacting with my students, like in the master's class I teach. And then I would like some of the research, like I said, especially if I were doing field research. But so much of being a professor now is about how many publications do you have in peer-reviewed journals, like how much research funding do you have, like things that have nothing to do with like the other parts that I probably like. But anyway, yeah. So that's a good one. Yeah.
I just think you'd be a good professor.
Oh, thanks.
But it has to be a subject you are passionate about.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to be like a professor on like, I don't know, tax law or something.
Yeah, I was going to say like even these law jobs that sometimes pop up at Wake Forest. I'm like, you should apply for that. And you're like, I don't want to do legal research and writing.
Yeah, or tax
or something
law,
like that.
Yeah, because I'm too extroverted for those. Like there's certain too, like you learn, I feel like there's certain professor like type things and certain areas of the law that are much more for introverts versus extroverts, and I'm definitely not the introvert type that would like some of that. Yeah.
Okay. And the very last one, number 10. What was your partner's first impression of you?
This is where I think I did this totally wrong.
Well, here's what I said. My first impression of you was she's smart.
I put smart question mark.
Why question mark?
Because I didn't know for sure if you'd say it, but I was like, I thought about our Dolly, the clone, conversation.
Yeah, I said very smart. And I said, your first impression of me, not smart.
No, I said funny. which goes into like
I
the
guess
stand-up
so.
comedian.
I did. I literally wrote not smart.
But you always made me laugh, when we first met and stuff. You were so funny and witty and stuff. And quick on your feet, which goes towards being smart. So anyway, but yeah, that's funny. I thought it would sound a little full of myself to be like, oh, he thinks I'm smart. But I do think you might have thought I was smart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You were the smartest person I knew then and now.
Aw,
Nothing's
thanks.
changed.
Thank you.
Except I think we've met somebody who's smarter than you.
Who?
So we went to Tantrum Con last
Yeah.
week, right?
Uh-huh.
And we met this guy. We played Blood on the Clock Tower with him, and he won. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, wait a minute. That's the social deduction game.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought for a minute you were talking about the guy that yelled in my ear the whole time that we played that
No.
other game. And I was like, are you being funny? Because that guy was not smart.
That guy was an idiot.
Yeah, anyway, sorry. I was like, is this a joke? Anyway,
No, but you
stand-up
know what I'm
comedy.
talking about.
Yeah,
won't
I
name
remember.
names.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So we friended each other on the Facebook.
Uh-huh.
The stuff he writes, it's like, I get like he writes these dissertations, and I get 2 sentences in, and I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking about. He's like quoting Nietzsche and all this stuff, but
He looks like he's smart, too. He just looks
incredibly
smart.
He graduated from Princeton and Princeton Theological Seminary.
Oh.
And I don't know what he does for a living, but the stuff he's putting on there, I'm like, yeah, I feel like an idiot now talking to that
I'm
guy.
glad we didn't play any like really challenging smart games with him. We
He
were
did
playing the
rank
social
Blood on the
deduction.
Clock Tower as his number 3 game he played.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
What was his number 1? Was it
It
anything?
was 2 games I never heard
Oh,
of.
that we didn't
And
know.
I figured they're probably like 10-hour games.
They're probably like those Euro games
Yes.
like Luke likes,
But
yeah.
that dude seems pretty smart.
Yeah.
Intimidating smart.
Uh-huh.
You're not intimidating because you're so friendly.
Aw,
But when
thanks.
people get to know you, they're like, oh, God, she's brilliant.
I need to be more intimidating because I need to work on my intimidation game.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I think you hide your intelligence well behind a big smile and outgoing personality. And then they're like, dang, she is like really smart. I think I'm the opposite. I think people see me as a pastor and think that very
That you're this
knowledgeable.
deep thinker that ponders things.
And then the more they get to know me, they're like, this guy's an idiot.
They
like,
do
They're like, what in the world?
They do
They just like hand out Bible degrees to anybody?
They'll just let anybody preach these days.
Yes. That's what
No.
I feel like. I'm smarter when I don't open my mouth.
Well, now that you have your new glasses, you look even smarter.
Well,
So,
I know. And
yes.
I said the other day, that wasn't the compliment you think it was.
Why? That your glasses make you look smart?
I got new glasses.
Why is that
and
not a
Beth said, I
compliment?
put them on, and Beth said, oh, I like those. They make you look intelligent. That was what you said.
So what is wrong with that? Like,
Before these glasses, I looked like a moron.
No,
That's what it was. It
What?
wasn't, you didn't say these glasses make you look more intelligent. It was like, oh, those glasses make you look intelligent.
no, think about this. Like,
I was like, now I can never take them
No,
off.
just think about it like if you just sit and like there's certain things that are going to make people look smarter than others. It's not like that you don't look smart to begin with, but you look even smarter. I don't know how you can twist around things that aren't bad and make them insulting. But anyway,
Wow.
even though it may appear we
I
didn't.
just need to wear those glasses and not talk. And people are going to be like, God, that guy's
Just sit,
brilliant.
yeah, and then they're going to think that you're just there processing
Yeah.
everything, and then
I'm
you
just
just
going to
say,
sit there and rub my chin.
yeah, and look and like that deep thought, and then you'll just say something like a little off the wall, but that doesn't really commit either way, and they're going to be like, he is so deep.
I have to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm in meetings and people are going over stuff.
Yeah.
This happened, I don't know, it happens a lot actually. And I'll just be sitting there and everybody be talking and I'm just sitting there and they're like, Mike, what do you think? Because you're always sitting over there thinking, like you're processing.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
They think I'm just absorbing
You're just this internal
everything.
processor taking it all in.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, in my head, honestly, I'm like, I wonder what I'm going to fix for dinner tonight. Like, I'm just like, I'm not thinking about anything that they're talking about. And they're just like, Mike, you're just sitting over there just
Yeah, just
listening,
really-
processing it. I'm sure you got some great thoughts. And then I have to come up with something real quick.
Yeah, meanwhile, you're like, what did they talk about for the last 30 minutes?
Yeah, but I'm
So,
not. I mean,
yeah.
90% of the time, I am checked out. And I'm just,
You shouldn't share these
daydreaming.
secrets on here. Now people will know.
none of those people listen to this.
Okay. They're too classy. They
way
wouldn't
too
lower
classy.
themselves to this
Yeah.
podcast. think though we actually did pretty good.
I think we did pretty well.
Because well, even though with this too, like with some of them we missed, it was due to misinterpretation, like like on the question or how general or specific, or like me not going far enough back to childhood or something. So yeah.
There was 20 possible matches, 20, and we got 8 out of 20.
Okay, but there's some that we got partial credit for. So if we did that, we got at least half of them. Yeah. There's a lot of these, too, we knew once we started talking. Like, like I said,
you said you would get 3 out of 10, and you did.
Yeah. See, I did even better than that. I got more than 3.
I got 5 out of 10.
I got more than 3. I know. Okay.
You got
Swishing, Tropical Island, Heights. And then
nothing else.
Okay, but I was right about wallet, and also
recluse is not a job, and wallet. I'm still going to defend that and say it's my keys most of the time.
Okay, well, we can agree to disagree, but you're wrong, and so I'm just like I'm going to statistically now. Like keep a tally in my phone of like how many times you lose your keys versus your wallet, and I'll report back in a few weeks.
All right.
But I have to wait until you're not. See, right now you're thinking about it, so I got to start this once this is out of your mind.
I think my memory is what it is. It'll be out of my mind when I hit stop on the
exactly. And people are going to come up and be like, "Oh, Mike, are you losing this?" And you're going to be like, "Why are they talking to me about this?
Yeah, like,
I don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, we'll have to report next week on how the couples banquet goes and how well everyone does with their questions. But I think we're going to have fun with it.
I think it'll be fun too. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are going out tonight enjoying Valentine's, happy Love Day to you.
Yes.
And for those of you who are quirky individualist or whatever it was,
quirky alone.
A quirky alone day. International Quirky Alone Day. That's what it is.
Yeah, International Quirky Alone Day.
So you just be quirky alone all by yourself.
Which, by the way, now another reason that probably doesn't fly. Like, I think of being quirky is not a bad thing. I think of quirky as like, oh, they're kind of fun or a little different, individual. But when I describe somebody as quirky, my kids cringe. So I feel like, too, that they need to rebrand that. Maybe if it weren't quirky, I think that, because I think the younger generation is going to cringe at the quirky. I don't know why, but they don't seem to like that descriptor.
Who cares what they think?
I'm just saying, they don't seem to like it.
I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody below a Gen X, I really don't care what they think.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, that's our generation.
Anybody above a Gen X, I don't care what they think. Pretty much, I feel like in life, Gen Xers right now know what's going on.
Oh, my gosh.
Everybody else is an idiot.
Okay, well, that's interesting to know. That probably is
what that does to our demographics. I think our demographics hit the Gen Xers more than anything.
But I think that's a very Gen X thing to say, probably, too.
It's a very Gen X
thing. It's a very Gen X
thing. These things will pop up on Instagram or Threads or whatever, and it's like, you're Gen X, F. And I'm like, yep.
Yeah, you know, if you get off the bus and let yourself in the house, or if you ran around outside and just came in when you were hungry or tired and stuff. So, but I mean, you're right. There's so many of those Gen X things that's like, which, speaking of, this is totally random. I'm talking about Gen X and thinking about things. I see things all the time, but one thing that Laura brought up at small group last night that I haven't seen anybody reference about when we were younger, that then I was like, oh my gosh, this is something my kids would know. I feel like there's things like people put up those things like, you must have been born here if you remember this. And it'll be like a cassette tape or, the friendship bracelets, like where you tied the little knots or like those little things. I remember one time we had these like almost plasticky things and you would make things and put, I don't know, or they had but hair bows that they'd make ribbons and the ribbons would hang and they'd be long, kind of like fairy hair. But anyway, there's just certain stuff you see and people talk about, like, or AOL. I just saw somebody like, put something about like how you used to have to log on and do that, noise and stuff. But Laura and I were talking about how now kids don't get school books anymore. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to explain to Maria and Josh how not only the school book, I was explaining making your own book covers. That was like a whole thing because when we were in school,
you couldn't mess up the
books. You got books, yes. And sometimes, and like Laura said too, you would always have like your name in the front of the book and you'd look and see who had the book before you. And so like you'd start the first day of school, somebody would go pass out all the science books, for example, and you had to take care of that book because what brought it up, we were talking about kids not using lockers. And then we were talking about the big backpacks. And I talked about how I eventually got the backpack on wheels. And you and Laura said nerd and laughed at each other and did like a fist bump. But anyway, I was trying to, like, Laura is younger and higher class than I was because she was talking about how she might use like an Abercrombie bag or something. But I remember we used, back in the day, they gave you the brown paper grocery bags. There weren't plastic bags like back then. You didn't do that. And so we would take the brown paper grocery bags, and it was a whole thing where you'd go home that night, you'd wrap your books, you'd write your name on the grocery bag part of the book, you might color on it and design it, and you did all that to protect the book so the book didn't get damaged when you turned it back in.
Yeah, same thing. I remember sitting in class, they would do it. They would, all right, cut it here, do this, fold it, tape it.
Because they eventually came up with, somebody started selling at the store book covers, like that were already, just like with anything, when you have something you're doing out of necessity, then somebody comes up with a way to sell.
I remember there being clear ones. Like you just slide it on each end of the hardback, bend it, and that way you could tell what the book was.
No, they didn't have those in Danbury. Ooh. I'm just saying this.
Another thing to kids she brought up, so we've had 2 kids already go through high school.
Yeah.
Josh is a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
So collectively, they're going to go through all those years of high school, and not one of our kids has ever used a locker in high school.
Yeah. Because I remember asking them why they carried around all that stuff and didn't. And I remember Maria in middle school got a locker, and that she was super excited, and she wanted to decorate her locker. And I was just like, because the most we did to decorate ours was like, I don't know, put a sticker on it or a poster. I mean, Maria had like carpet and a disco ball. Like, it was like, what do you think a locker is for? But like, she had all these decorations. But I remember when I was like, why aren't you guys using your locker? And they just said like where their classes are, we're so far from their lockers. But to that point too, what do they need to put in it? We had a book for every subject. So back then, I feel like we had 7 classes in high school, where now they're on the block schedule and they have 4. So that's why I would have 7 books that you're lugging around if you don't go to your locker. And that's just your textbooks. You're not counting your big binders and your notebooks and your pens and all the other things you needed for class. But they don't have any of that. And you could say, well, it's all because of computers and phones. But even in elementary school, I remember being stunned because the kids would come home and be like, okay, I need help with math. And I'd be like, well, where's your math book? And they would like, what? And they would have usually printouts. They just had like handouts. That's what they had. That's what they used. There were no books, which is just mind-boggling, just mind blown by that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's aging us. But I don't know, that one just struck me because I see a lot of that stuff and I feel like people know about it. But that's one of those memories that I was like, our kids will never, they would look at that and be like, what is happening right now? Like what if they were watching.
Right now, I'm like, how do we go from Valentine's to our kids' lockers?
Well, maybe you would write, I don't know, you put like pictures of your person in your locker. I don't know. It has to work some way, right?
I made the little slits in a locker, and you go slide a little note into your girlfriend, boyfriend, or people you wanted to be girlfriend.
I wonder if they'll just get rid of lockers soon. I mean, outside of like in gym, like the athletic part, like if you're there to change out for gym or something, will they just get rid of them?
I've never seen a locker in our kids' high school. I know they have to be there somewhere.
They have them, but and no one ever talks about using them. And now no one needs book bags on wheels.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
That would have been...
That saved a lot of kids getting beat up.
Well, I was thinking about how it saved my back to have a backpack on wheels, because when I would carry those big backpacks, I needed that kind like you use for real hiking, where you can redistribute the weight on your hips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed that.
You probably would have had that.
If they'd have had it, I would have, because the straps would hurt your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just think, I mean, maybe it was carrying those heavy books on your back got your butt into the condition it is now, which is your best feature.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Yes. Now you're full circle. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, I hope you have a fantastic day whenever it is that you're listening to this.
And a happy Valentine's Day.
That's right.
And go buy Mike's book. Available. It's available. Available's available.
Yeah.
Available's available.
We haven't talked about the book
places.
much, but available is out.
Yeah.
And, it's selling.
and it's fun and it's about being available. It's really good. It's like, I feel like very much like the other book in that it's an easy read. I liked Available more than the first book personally, but I think that's because the Armor of God, like the subject matter, I mean, I liked it, but like Available, I liked even more. So anyway.
That's a big endorsement.
Yeah. See, there you go. I'll have to go write a little review.
Yeah, maybe one of the 3 people who bought it can do a review. That's what I need. I need some of these people who have bought it to leave a review.
That's what I do too. I have all these people that said they bought mine and they didn't do reviews.
You sold a bunch and nobody did reviews.
I know, that's the thing. And so
that makes you think maybe they hated it.
I know. I do wonder if they did, because I even put in the Facebook group that I ran, like, if you enjoyed this book, leave a review. One person did, left a review.
See, I just assume if a boomer bought it, they don't know how to leave a review.
Yeah.
And if a millennial or younger bought it, they're too lazy to do a review.
Yeah.
So we need our Gen Xers to unite. We need Gen Xers to unite and leave reviews for fellow Gen Xers.
Because a Gen Xer is going to be out there putting it on their to-do list right now to leave a review, because they're that dedicated.
Yeah, they're good people.
We got to support each other.
Yeah.
We're the lost generation.
All right. Well, that's about it. We're going to wrap things up. We've been here about an hour, Beth, so we're going to say goodbye to everybody. This is Mike.
And Beth.
And this has been Hey, Are You Still There?